and welcome to Reel Doofs. I'm Drew.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Laura.
Yes, you are, Laura. And this is our movie pop culture podcast. And today is going to be a good one. Glad that you are all listening and you're here with us. So super brief because actually Laura is going to be taking over and going into the nitty gritty on this one. But this was going to kind of be our like past due Valentine's Day, romance, emotional film. And then we ended up pushing a little bit later on it. And now it's March, and it also fits in appropriately with Academy Awards month because it is such a good film that it did get the attention of the Academy. And we'll talk about that a bit later. But we are watching a phenomenal movie, and we are expecting tears from Brian. I mean, we know it's going to happen from Laura, but I want tears from Brian. I want to taste those sweet, salty tears, Brian.
That sounds like an emo band name. Tears from Brian.
Tears from Brian. Holy shit. That'd be a fucking great group. Brian, can you
that.
Just
get on that?
Yeah, just get on that. Make that as like a solo project of yours.
Yeah.
Tears from Brian.
Tears from Brian. We'll have like some Midwest emo intros with like the guitar and
you have to wear a cowboy hat in all of your music videos. Yeah.
I hope you intro in with an original Tears from Brian on this episode.
We'll see what happens.
I think you should write a note for that.
Or take it out, yeah.
But Laura, tell us about what we're doing today.
Yes, so today we are going to be watching and this is a mouthful, this is a big one, 2005 American neo-Western romantic drama film. I don't think you could fit any more adjectives in there.
You really want to be specific with what genre this is.
And that movie is Brokeback Mountain.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
And I had to look up just to make sure I was correct what neo-Western means. And just for anyone listening that doesn't know, that means it's a Western, but uses present day.
Modernized, yeah.
Yeah, like a modernized Western. So fun
interesting.
fact.
So they got cell phones and stuff.
You take present
the movie
day.
came out in 2005, yeah, right?
Okay.
So
yeah. But think of when you think of a Western, you're thinking like way far back. Present day is
exactly.
Just more modern. Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we
there's
start
cars.
There's cars at least.
Yeah. But no vaping, no cell phones. Like how modern could it be? You know?
Definitely no vaping. Can you see a cowboy vaping?
Probably
I
nowadays.
desperately want that now, though.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood on a porch ready to yell at some kids, and he's just puffing fat clouds.
The new Marlboro man is like vaping on a horse.
By the way,
it's cotton candy.
I went to
raspberry.
where I live. There's a new kind of fast food restaurant that's not like, it's kind of new to Connecticut North area called Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
It's been like a big thing over here for the last couple of weeks. It's been open, like stupid long lines.
Brian waited in line for 2 hours.
Shut up, Brian.
It's closer to 3.
Oh,
stop! I
told me too. You were embarrassed.
I waited about 20 minutes, and it was.
Why'd you even get in line?
What?
Why'd you even get in line?
It was just the drive-through. It was at the start of the actual, like, the entryway into the parking lot, and that's where it was. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll get in. But it's really dumb because like all the people who park within the actual structure of the building, if they're trying to leave, the drive-through has to let them get in to leave.
Oh gosh.
So the lines it takes fucking forever and for extremely mediocre food.
And probably really overpriced.
I didn't think it was like crazy overpriced. I mean, it was like I got my wife and I just split the main thing. It's like 4 fingers and like some fries, a coleslaw, and a drink, and it was like $13. It's probably like $3 too much for like what it should be, $3 or $4, but it was whatever. But like these 2 dumbass teenagers, they're probably in high school, like parked their freaking Cadillac or BMW, I don't know, or Beamer or whatever. And I was like, why are you driving that? But like they walked in, and I was sitting in the drive-through, like just kind of barely inching along, They were inside for like 5 minutes, and I got like, I don't know, 2 cars ahead, and then they got in their
Mhm.
big boy car, and then he like the kid couldn't drive well because he was kind of like inching forward, but like
Mm.
too
Yeah.
fast and braking too quickly. And I was like, oh, they're gonna leave. I'll let this idiot go through. And then like so I stopped, and there was enough space for him to get through, like 2 cars worth, and he was just sitting there. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go. And then he was just fucking vaping, and he was making stupid like rings and shit. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go. So I started inching, and then he just right in front of me, and he stayed in the fucking line. He went through the drive-thru. I'm like, you were inside, you piece of shit.
Oh
He
god.
cut you?
I would have
yeah,
laid
yeah,
on
yeah.
the horn.
Oh yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? And like another 2 people came to their car, and they actually had a bag with them. So I was like, all right, they're going. I'm like, you got to go. And I
Mhm.
guess I'm like, at first I thought he was going to be leaving because again, there's no space because of the drive-through. The way the drive-through is structured, there's no space to get through and exit until till the drive-through, like till you get to the actual point of entering and talking to
Oh.
the drive-through machine. Like there's no, so it's just one lane.
You have to go through the drive-through.
You
Ugh,
have
I
to
hate those where they
get
trap
up
you.
to the drive-through. You don't have to go through it, but you have to at least be
Uh.
in the line up to the drive-through
Yeah.
because of all the way the cars are parked. There's just not enough room for a singular car to get through until it opens wider, and it's annoying. And yeah, so I let another person go, and she left, but I had to wait like 2 cars more for so yeah, anyway, the story is that this stupid kid was vaping.
I was like, how did we
Was
get
this like
here?
was this like exactly a week ago?
No, it was literally yesterday.
Oh, okay. Because I saw you a week ago. I forgot to tell you that I saw you, but I was driving in that section of town, and I like saw you. And I was like texting you like maybe 10 minutes before, so it was just bizarre to me that I was like, I summoned a Drew. Out of nowhere, a Drew's appeared.
That's weird because I don't remember you ever texting me.
It's rare,
No,
so
I
you
do.
should.
No, I think you were checking up on me. I appreciate that. Yeah, no. Where did you see me? Was I just like driving angrily?
Yeah, you seemed normal.
Yeah.
You didn't seem angry. But I don't know. I thought maybe you were on your way to get
Raisin
some
Cane's.
Raisin
Raisin
Cane's?
Canes.
No. It was probably, I don't even know. Fuck, I have no clue what was going on. Last week was a trip. But anyway, yeah, dumb kid vaping and mediocre food. It's like what people say about Raisin Cane's. Like there's pretty much no flavor to the chicken. It's the dip that's like all
like what
of
they're
the
famous
flavor.
But then it's just like
Yeah.
the one thing that they have is the dip.
Yeah, like that's the only like thing. And like the bread was fine too, but like the fries are
Yeah.
dumb, and the coleslaw is very stupid and regular. Like it's like not anything special, and
Yeah.
and
Go
the
to
chicken's
Popeyes.
not
I was
really.
gonna say Popeyes it sounds so much better, and you get
It
mashed
is.
potatoes and mac and cheese.
So
at
much better.
Popeyes, and it's
So good.
literally right next
Yeah.
door.
Yeah, and like Chick-fil-A, even I don't go to Chick-fil-A. I don't really like I don't like Chick-fil-A in general or their
Yeah.
policies in
Yeah.
general. But so I don't usually go to Chick-fil-A. But like even their chicken was better.
Yeah.
Because it had something that Raisin Cane was missing, and that was called flavor. So
Seasoning.
You know what
yeah,
doesn't
like-
make it taste better is waiting 2.5 hours for it.
Oh my god! By the time I would get it, I'd be like, I don't even want this anymore.
I know, right? That thing is too, like that's the trick, Brian. That's how you know it's not good, because if you have to wait and you're so hungry for food and it
Yeah.
doesn't taste like the best goddamn thing you've ever had in your life because you're
No.
so hungry, something's not right
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Like
I
so
kind of
anyway,
wanted to like toss it and go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because after all that waiting, it was like late enough at night that I was like, well, Taco Bell's still open. I
Yeah.
could go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Get a
Go get a
Crunchwrap,
crunch wrap. Yeah.
So
Crunchwrap Supreme.
which I literally had on like Monday night or Tuesday night, and it was delightful. What day are we on right now?
Taco
Wednesday?
Bell. Today
Yeah,
is
so maybe
Wednesday.
Monday night. I think it was Monday night. But yeah, no, it's like why Raisin Cane's? Like why?
The hype will
Yeah,
be
like,
over in
do
like
better.
a month, and it will
Yeah.
be like normal.
Yeah, like just be better.
Well, now I know I won't be going anytime soon. Thank you
I
for
mean,
that.
I'm sure if it's like really fresh, because also it was
I'll
like
try it, but not.
yeah, that's the
for that.
problem too. It's like it's in this to go container that's like it's basically steaming itself, so it's
Yeah.
getting soggy the second they give it to you. Like
That's why I don't like Five Guys fries. Once they get in that bag, they just turn
Oh,
to
yeah.
like mush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No. And I just had like an 8-minute drive home, and we were just like the chicken was really, really juicy and tender.
Yes.
But again, the batter had no flavoring. Like, throw some salt in there.
Yeah, just a little
Salt
salt.
that batter.
A little salt. Maybe a little pepper.
Yeah.
A little pep in there.
Little bit. Anyway,
All right, I'm gonna get us back on track.
Yeah, thank you. So stupid vaping.
So I have a question, which is going to lead to way more conversation.
Oh boy.
Not related to this movie in any way, but I heard somebody ask this question, and I thought this was appropriate for us. If you had to spend the rest of your life in any movie, what would it be?
Whoa.
And you don't have to be like a character in the movie, just the time of the movie, the scenery of the movie, like where it takes place, that type of thing.
I guess like Hereditary? No.
Oh no.
You just want to live in that house forever?
No.
The creepy tree fort? No.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. So if you had to live in any movie for the rest of the time.
I know mine. And I can do mine if you want while you think about it.
Yeah.
Is it Dune?
No.
It's so funny I thought of it like for a second. No, definitely not. Not with those sandworms.
You don't want to conquer the worm?
Mine's very cliche for me, but I really actually think Dirty Dancing because they're in a nice place in the summer.
Yep.
You're on vacation. You never have to work.
Right.
There's a nice lake there. You get all the free food that you want in the the dining place.
There's dancing.
You got hunky Patrick Swayze and all these dancing guys around. You could do all the games that they have. You never would be bored. I think that would be mine. You can try on wigs one day. Yeah. Your dad's a doctor, so you got a doctor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
now that. I'm saying that I would be baby. Not that I would be baby, but there's a doctor there.
I mean, no, if you're in the movie, your dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such a good question.
Are you what are you Googling, Bri?
Movies?
Just movies, huh?
We could also do TV shows. You can do a TV show too. Expand that. Just harder. Googling movies.
I know. I was like, I don't know that I've ever seen a movie.
What if you want to be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so you could go around with all these cartoons?
That'd be so stressful.
So stressful.
Is there a movie where nothing happens at all and you just kind of chill the whole time?
I'm wondering, right?
So you got to pick something like Dirty Dancing.
I guess, huh?
I also had thought of Romancing the Stone because they're in the jungle and get to see a lot of cool things, but that's a very stressful
bugs and stuff.
Jungle. Yeah,
bugs and stuff.
Looks like you thought of something, Brian.
My gut is Star Wars because the 12-year-old me is I'd be a Jedi, but the reality is I'd probably get murdered in a galactic war somehow, and I'm
fairly immediately.
Right? Evil empire taking over things is not too far off from where we're at in our current world. So I think I'm fine with
life. So you could be a Jedi all you want.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I thought of Willy Wonka.
Ooh,
it'd be cool. It'd be cool to go to the real Willy Wonka's factory, not this bullshit they got going on in Germany right now.
I saw that.
Yes, right.
Were people calling the cops because their kids were crying because it was so bad?
Yeah. Did you see the meme of the woman dressed up as an Oompa Loompa? And she just looked like she was on meth.
All right, so you're between Willy Wonka and Star Wars.
I think
Ooh, can I pick Jurassic Park before the dinosaurs get loose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Cut that movie short.
Yeah, the first 30 minutes of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Would be cool as hell.
Yeah.
I could the world of Harry Potter.
Okay.
Ooh,
maybe.
Okay. That could be cool.
Be a little wizard. I could be a little wizard boy.
I've never seen any, but I get it.
Yeah, I guess. I feel there's something else that's just super happy-go-lucky. I'm just trying to think what would
I want to live in the Shire. I just want to go to
Ooh.
the Shire and just
Yeah.
live there.
I mean,
that.
I feel like I eat like a hobbit. Well, I used to. I used to eat like a hobbit a lot.
Ooh, also, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but Mamma Mia isn't it just like in Greece and
yeah,
like
yeah,
they're
yeah. Just chilling in Greece.
dancing and eating and drinking the whole time? That sounds great too.
I just want a place where I don't have to like do anything.
Like you definitely don't want to be in like Rent. That's not a great movie to be in. You don't
Agreed.
have any money. You're living in like an apartment that you're getting evicted. And that,
Yeah,
like that's definitely not a go.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, like I just wish there was like there's not too many movies where like, the whole point of a movie is to like have a plot change, and there's a problem or something that has to happen for you to move forward. So there's no movies really that are just like and they just did nothing.
Yeah, everything was cool and nothing bad
they just
happened.
Love life.
You could be like in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
I suppose.
Ooh, that could be cool as hell.
I just saw
want
the meme that you sent Brian with the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, that's real. That's what happened.
When we post this, Drew, you have to include that because that's insane.
Yep. Yeah, it literally. I've seen that.
That's a meth lab
where they've added Walter and Jesse from Breaking Bad next to her.
Oh my
god. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're putting you in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah, I want to own a snow globe shop in Vermont.
Ooh,
that's the Hallmark Christmas movie I'm in.
Okay,
I like that.
I mean, like,
ooh, that just made. I'm thinking now. I have too many thoughts now. Go ahead for Drew.
Go ahead for Drew. I don't know. Maybe I'd like to like. Nah, I don't think so. There's too much work in that. Never mind.
Clockwork Orange.
I was like, maybe if I could be like Superman in the DC. I'm like, nah, I just gotta do too much.
Come join me in the catskills. We'll sit by the lake.
Yeah, sip on some martinis.
Yeah.
I thought about that too. I was like, oh, is there a Marvel movie? But then like, it's a lot of work.
To be fair, like maybe like being a passerby in like Dirty Dancing, right? Like, okay, all this stuff's going on in the background, but like I'm just enjoying my time there.
Yeah, I want to be like someone that's on vacation there.
Right. Yeah. For like forever on vacation. Yeah. For a minute, I was like, oh, that'd be great to be in like the movie The Menu, but like just for the good food. Like just for the food.
It's a horrible choice.
Yeah, no, but like I don't want to get into the I don't want to be in the afterword of it. I just want to like.
You don't want to be one of the cooks, that's for sure.
No, I don't want to be really anybody, I guess. But what if like I was just like Mad Max?
Oh,
you want to be the doof playing the guitar, like
the
swinging off the thing.
Cool.
All right. I don't know how to transition this into Brokeback Mountain, so we're just going to go for it.
I was just going to be like, well, we could live in the world of Brokeback Mountain, too.
I actually had thought about because it's when we watch it, it's very beautiful. It's not awful, not an awful place. So,
sadly enough, we're all living in the world of Oppenheimer. So, like, in actuality,
we don't need to pretend.
Oh, God, when are we going to say Barbie? Barbie would be rad as hell.
Oh, shit,
I could do beach all day.
You could do beach.
But then if you had to switch back and forth from Barbie to Real World, because it's like the whole movie. You can't pick.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
But if you're not going along for the ride, like you're just sitting in the Barbie world while Barbie goes to the real world.
Yeah, I'm one of the Kens. I don't got to do anything.
Right.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We're not tagging along with Baby.
Oh, I want to be weird Barbie. I want to live it with weird Barbie. She seems fun.
Yeah.
The point of Barbie was that it's better to be a man because then you don't have to do anything, right? That was the.
I believe that was the message.
You can win an award as the only man instead of any of the other women.
Well, come on now. I mean,
for singing a song,
they're nominated for the movie itself.
His face was so priceless when he won that. He was just like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah.
Yep. I can't wait. Sunday, the Oscars are Sunday, and Ryan Gosling is actually going to be singing "I Am Ken."
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's nominated for Best Original Song. But Billie Eilish is likely going to win for her Barbie song.
I hope so.
I think if she gets 2 And
Yeah.
I think she may be the youngest person to get 2 Oscars in a row, or
Wow.
not in a row. She got one 2 years ago, I think, for her
Yeah.
song for the
Bond movie.
Bond movie. But it was before. It is the most wild thing. Her song got nominated for the Oscar for like best original song before the movie even came out
Oh
Wow.
wow.
because it got delayed and the song got released.
Mm.
So they pushed for it. So No Time to Die, she won the Oscar and the movie didn't even come out yet, but it was such a big song and everything
Yeah.
that
That they waited like another year, then it
Yeah,
probably wouldn't have.
pretty
yeah.
wild, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Well
yeah, this time
deserved,
she'll win
though.
it for not her and her brother will win it, but I at least crossing my fingers. Good on you, Billy and Phineas. Hopefully you take home the gold.
Big
If you
fans
ever
of
want
the
to come on the show,
Yeah.
please let me know.
We know you're listening.
Yeah, please. I know you are, right? We'll watch anything you want to watch.
Yeah, we can just do a full run through in The Office.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, she's a huge Office fan. Yes, please. Anyway, so take us back on track here, Laura. We're watching.
Here I was like, we're gonna have a really quick intro live.
Yeah.
So,
Billy, come on the show.
Drew, you have seen this movie before.
Yes, I have. I went to the theaters to see it. I went with our friend Jeff Zacher, a friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
Zacher and I were like, this is a movie of, and I'm not going to say what it is because Brian's got to kind of guess, but we were like, we know what this movie's about. We are going to be very professional watching this. And Jeff and I should not be left together
Yeah.
during serious anything because we giggled and laughed a lot on things that were inappropriate to giggle and laugh about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I feel bad about that, but
This
we
was also 20 years ago. So.
yeah. But love the movie, great movie. Yeah. So I have seen. I maybe only watched it one other time since.
Mhm. And I've only seen it once. Couple years ago, I had asked my friend, I need a really good movie to cry. I was like, I just need a good cry. And she suggested this movie, and she was not wrong. So that will be my first question for you, Brian, is how many times do you think I will cry in this movie? And do you think you will cry? And will Drew cry?
I think I'll cry.
Okay.
I don't think Drew will cry.
Okay.
I think you will cry. I think you will cry 3 times.
That's what I was gonna say. 3.
Okay.
3 was my number.
And when
Okay.
the bell tolls on the 3rd cry.
And I actually don't know because I've only seen it once and I don't
Yeah.
remember. So we
Okay.
shall see. The cry
I think there's a good chance
scale.
I'll tear up.
Hmm.
But like I'm not gonna cry, but I'm positive there's a good chance I'll tear up.
All right. And you think Brian's going to cry?
Well, Brian's a fucking robot, so he may not cry.
I've cried in plenty of film.
I think
Yeah,
he
but
will.
none of the sad movies we've shown you, you're
No,
like,
just like
why was that
Jackass.
sad? Why was it sad?
Just like
Ooh,
Jackass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Drew, I agree you will tear up. I don't know if we'll get like a full needing
Yeah.
a tissue, but
I tear up like 3 times during It's a Wonderful Life. Like and that the movie's title is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
well,
Like I know. But like this one is it's a good movie. So
I think Drew cried in Muppets Christmas Carol.
well,
All
I
right.
mean, when Fozzie no. But
the
Rizzo
little mice do get me in that movie.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go with the overall. What do you know about this movie, Brian? We can start if you know any actors in it. If you think
Yeah,
where it takes place, the
I
general.
knew that it was like a Western. I didn't know that it was like present day, but I was gonna guess that it was like slightly more recent. I didn't think it was like an old timey Western.
Okay.
I know that there are 2 main male actors. I think one of them is Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know the other one.
Okay.
Really? Okay. I thought you might know those. Okay.
Nope.
Well, we will leave that as a surprise.
Yeah. Aside from, I believe that they are in a relationship or enter into some sort of relationship throughout the course of this film.
Mm.
Aside from that knowledge, I know nothing else about this movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you like how? So how do you think they get into a relationship? Do they know each other beforehand, or are they like two strangers that meet and then end up falling in love?
I was trying to think about like what the plot of this could be, because I imagine that the plot centers around these two people who are traveling through a mountain or something. Like I'm trying to figure out like what the plot, especially in like a modern day movie, you're not pioneering a pass or something where you're like you're
what's their
traveling together.
occupation? That
Yeah.
might help. Yeah.
Yeah, I was almost gonna say that maybe they're like park rangers in the Northwest, and
Okay.
they've got to like hike to get to a cabin or a tower or something, and like so those jobs, the people who like watch for fires and stuff, they have to like hike
cool.
out there or
I've
something like
seen
that.
Those are crazy.
Yeah, so I think it's like one of those weird jobs where you gotta like you kind of gotta hike to get to the location. So I don't think they know each other. I think that they're both hired to do this job. I don't think it's like actual cowboy shit. Like I don't think that they're like they might have horses to do some of the traveling, but I don't know that they've got like I don't think one of the plots I was running through my head was like maybe for some reason it's like they accidentally bought a ranch together and they have to take care of it, but like that feels
that
more
sounds like a Hallmark movie.
that's like rom-com territory, and this doesn't feel like a rom-com to me.
They both got like word from their long lost uncle who passed that said like he left you this ranch, but you must stay the summer with someone you don't know.
Yeah.
This haunted ranch.
Oh, I want to write this movie.
I like that. All right. So yeah, we don't need to go into too much more because there's not too many other questions that I have or actually don't have any other questions specifically about the movie. I think this is a case for one where we'll probably have way more to talk about after the movie. Yeah. So I kind of just want to leave it there, but we do have some other questions about the cast and then the awards. So I want you to guess how many Academy Awards it was nominated for and how many Golden Globes it was nominated for.
Ooh. What's the difference?
I'm gonna have Drew answer that.
So the Academy Award is like kind of the Cadillac of the awards series. It's the ones that everyone really wants an Oscar.
Okay.
The Golden Globes are it's much less formal, but it's usually kicks off award season. The Golden Globes are done by the foreign press association. Like a lot of people used to say that it was bought. You could buy yourself an award if you kind of snuggled up to them, like or a nomination. But again, Golden Globes just really kicks off the award season. So things that get nominated for Golden Globes, typically these are gonna be things that are gonna be potential Oscar nominations. So it's really like the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, the British film movies and TV awards. There's the SAG Awards, the Producer Guild, and the Directors Guild. Those are kind of all the big season ones, but the Oscars ends award season, and it's the one that everyone wants. Like if you were like, hey, would you want a Golden Globe for Best Actor or an Oscar for Best Actor? People are like, the Oscar. It's the more respected award. So,
but otherwise the awards are very similar. Like what you could get nominated for is kind of the same, like Best Actor or something.
The Golden Globes usually do a bit for their Best Picture category. They do two different Best Picture categories. They do Best Pictures for a drama, and they do Best Picture for comedy and musical combined. So then the Oscars typically combine everything into just a singular Best Picture category.
Interesting.
And I wanted to throw in there that it premiered at the Venice International Film Festival. So it didn't premiere initially in theaters like most movies. It premiered as at a film festival.
And Venice is a big one. Venice, Cannes, those ones. I forget the one in that's in like Colorado.
Is that South by Southwest?
South by Southwest, I think, is Texas.
Okay.
But in January, there's always like a big one in Colorado or something like that. But those are like the big ones, and Venice is one of the ones where if it's an award season movie, you're gonna see it like go to Cannes the Cannes Film Festival to Venice Film Festival, things like that. Yeah,
Okay.
they knew going in that this was going to be something that they were going to be putting out, around award season. It was probably a November, December release. You know, just so it could get in there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that for a movie like this, I would imagine that like, I imagine there might be a nomination for like Best Actor or Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Heath Ledger probably specifically. I think I wouldn't be surprised like if it's like it's set in like a very beautiful place. I would imagine that like there might be like a cinematography nomination.
Mm-hmm.
But having no other knowledge of the film, like I don't know what it sounds like. Maybe I guess
You're
music,
getting
but I think like maybe I can't imagine this having like a soundtrack. So maybe score or something like that.
Mm.
Do you want to go with 4?
Oh, am I guessing? I'm sorry. Am I guessing the number or what? They got
Just
number
how
for
many?
now.
I was like, he's putting a lot of
okay.
work into this, so
Yeah.
I just asked for a number, but go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Yeah. I think like 4.
And then Golden Globes. I'll tell you, it's more. It was nominated for more Golden Globes than Academy Awards.
Oh. I'm gonna downgrade Academy Awards to 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna up Golden Globes to 5.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Laura, did you mention who directed the film?
So I actually just realized that I had a little bit more information that I didn't go over. So we can talk about that, and then I'll hand it over to you to talk about the cast. So it was directed by Ang Lee, who also directed Sense and Sensibility, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Hulk, and Life of Pi were the ones that stuck out to me.
Yep.
What
Like
an
the Eric
eclectic
Bana Hulk.
Yeah, what an eclectic mix of
Yeah.
films.
And this was adapted from a 1997 short story by the same name by Anna Prullo. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she's won a ton of awards for her writing. Nothing that I was familiar with, but I'm sure if that's something you're passionate about, you would definitely know who she is. She had a ton of awards. And cinematography, like you mentioned, was Rodrigo Perito. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. He has a huge list: 8 Mile, Frida, Water for Elephants, Babel, Argo, Wolf of Wall Street, The Irishman, Barbie, Killers of the
Wow.
Flower Moon. So very
Nice.
recent
Yeah.
movies that are up for awards. And then the music by Gustavo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name. He did the music for The Last of Us, the video games, and
Okay.
the show.
Mhm.
And I thought this was just interesting. Making a Murderer, the Netflix documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I had for kind of the background on the film. Did you have anything else to add to that, Drew? Or
Just a cast sort of question for
Okay.
Brian.
Yeah.
So Brian, this movie has a lot of recognizable actors and a lot of people who are, obviously 20 years ago, younger back then, but there are a lot of MC or Marvel actors in this. There are actually so there are 2 Christopher Nolan DC actors, and then there are 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Marvel actors in this.
Wow.
And then 1 very random comedic actress also in this.
Actress?
Yes. And yeah, and there's another additional there's also another actor who's one of the main characters who is seen today as kind of a joke. He's sort of crazy, and he's been in some really funny stuff, but in this he's very serious. But he's also been in one of the most iconic sci-fi films of the 90s also. So I want you to just guess.
Threw a lot at you. Right
Yeah, so I'm going to start with this kind of crazy person who is a very iconic 90s sci-fi actor. I just want just guess a movie. You would never guess this actor's real name.
He looks like he
or
has
anything.
something.
I want to know a movie, super iconic 90s sci-fi movie.
90s sci-fi.
I can't imagine that you may not have seen it, but you know of this movie. It is that iconic.
Aliens.
It has aliens in it. Okay, so we're throwing that out right away.
I'm helping.
Laura wants you to get this.
Is it like Starship Troopers?
Little too early.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not
I think
90s?
more late 90s. Was it late 90s?
96, I think.
Yeah.
So mid to late 90s.
Is it Tremors?
Well, Tremors aren't aliens, man. But so we'll get out of that. Think about, this country and the birth of this country.
Can we just
Birth
tell
of
him the
this
movie?
country?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Will Smith is in it.
Oh, Independence Day.
Okay,
I thought he says Men in Black.
That's what I thought he was going to say too. Yes, there's.
Wait, was it Men in Black or was it Independence Day?
I was just going to laugh
Okay.
when you said Men in Black.
Have you seen Independence Day?
A long time ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone from that movie is in this, and they play a major role in this film.
And they're also in a very funny Christmas movie.
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. So I don't want you to have to guess right now the Marvel characters. I just want to see if you can, when you see the comic book characters that are in this, because there's like a total of 7 future DC and Marvel people in this.
Wow.
I want you to just say if you notice who they are, if you mention them. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. You don't have to pick it out now.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think you could just there's a ton of people that you will recognize in this movie.
Yeah.
So just when you recognize someone, shout out.
I do have a guess, though. I do think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is maybe in this.
Okay.
That would be delightful.
I do love him.
I think that's the Chris Nolan, right?
Okay.
That was
one of them, right? Because you did say Heath Ledger already. You knew Heath Ledger. He's the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So could be Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Right. He was Robin.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yep. You've got a bunch of people to think about, right? You've got, and it's a main character too within the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. So, you could have Michael Caine in this, right? You could have,
pretty wild.
I
don't think Bale. Neeson, I can't picture
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bale. Ooh, you never know. You're gonna have to watch and see.
He plays the mountain.
He plays the mountain. He really got.
Oh yeah, we forgot to ask who plays the mountain.
Yeah.
I do have one more quick question for you, and then we'll get into watching the movie. Could you guess another romantic movie that the movie poster was based off of? Like they almost copied the movie poster.
Okay, because I didn't know what you were getting at this point. I was like, what?
Yeah. So Brokeback Mountain took inspiration from another romantic movie.
That we've watched?
No, you have not.
Okay. Well, I mean, wait, I haven't seen the movie?
Oh, I thought you meant like on the podcast.
Okay.
Sorry. No, you've definitely seen the movie.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of I think the poster is just the two actors facing opposite direction, like kind of like superimposed over each other a little bit.
Yep.
I feel like that's all. Is that not all romantic
movie maybe
posters?
It's hard to.
That's all of them. That's two.
I would have never. I would have never realized it until you see them side by side, and you're like, "Oh shit, that's so."
Is it The Notebook?
Oh, that's a really good guess. Okay.
What's the movie that came out? What's the other movie by that writer?
Oh, Walk to Remember.
Walk to Remember?
You are correct. That movie poster is like exactly the same, but that's not what it
Really?
is. But it really is. I'm pretty sure they're both like embracing, but like, looking opposite ways. That's a good one, Brian.
Thanks.
I have no guess for this. So.
I will share afterwards.
Okay.
All right. I think that's it.
All right.
Let's get
that
cracking.
mountain.
Yeah, let's punch that mountain.
Right.
But yeah, Brian, what do you think Heath Ledger's name is?
Oh, Buff.
Buff?
Buff.
Oh yeah, we could have guessed that.
Yeah, it's I think his name's Buff Tallow.
Buff Tallow. Okay, cool.
That's my cool modern cowboy name I've given to Hugh.
Okay.
Hefner.
I love it.
Actually, what his name is, I've been to. His name is a town in Montana, and I've been
Is
there,
it?
and I have a sign of like a sign of the city name,
Wow.
and it's
Okay.
like a cowboy. Yeah. So 1963. No cell phones, no vapes.
Yeah.
But cars. And trucks.
And just one more year till the Beatles show up and ruin music forever.
You say ruin music forever?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
With their damned devils rock and roll.
Now, do you know the other guy?
Yeah, we got our boy Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got one DC guy and one Marvel guy so far.
Yeah.
That guy can't count all those sheep.
I was like, he's just rounding.
Hey.
He was just going, it's sheep.
Sheep.
There's
Yep.
no sheep.
Bet you they're gonna eat a lot of beans.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
the movie where they put a can of beans on the fire.
Oh,
Have
for
you ever
sure.
done that?
Yeah, I have. And I even
always
used
wanted to
a
do
knife to open the can.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not fucking with you.
You want to go camp on a sheep farm with me? Need some beans?
Yes, I will.
Am I Randy Quaid in this situation?
Laura goes out with her binoculars. I remember that like at one point,
Yeah.
like someone with binoculars watching, and they're like, Laura's just watching me and Brian wrestle. Ah!
There you go.
And tomato sauce.
Can of beans. I bet you they're gonna eat so many beans in this movie.
The tomato sauce is the best. That's like English breakfast.
Hell yeah.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss a bride. And if you don't, I will.
Ew. What?
Dad. Brian, do you recognize the wife?
No.
Really?
No, who's this?
That's Michelle Williams.
Okay.
Dawson's Creek fame.
Okay.
Married to Heath Ledger after
Married to
this?
Heath Ledger, but also Venom's girlfriend in the Venom movies.
Oh. That was the most patriotic scene I've ever watched. In my life.
Right? Just ready to go. Fireworks in the
Someone
background.
being noisy behind you and you're about to punch the fucking shit out of them while fireworks are going on. God bless America, am I right?
That's just as good as someone jumping out a window firing guns at the same time.
That's how I imagine I'd feel if I ever told anyone to shut the fuck up at like a movie theater or something, like fireworks
Yeah.
going on behind me with my denim tuxedo.
Now you have to recognize her.
Oh shit! It's like so late in the movie for her to show up.
Yep. Get your Catwoman. So you got
Yeah.
your two. Every guy that comes up, she says no, and then she looks right at him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can I give you any more of a signal?
I'd still miss that signal.
Yeah, she's in the condiments now.
The what?
Ketchup.
Thanks.
That's the only thing. I don't know why I said condiments. We just got ketchup. We got loads of ketchup.
Big hurry, man.
Why are you so nervous? I've never seen you this nervous in your life.
I've also never seen you have a friend.
Yeah, right? How many beers deep is he in? 6 beers? Yeah, he can't hold his shit together at all. Like,
Yeah, he's so excited.
I mean, I know she just saw that, but she's like, he did put 2 kids in me, so maybe this is
yeah.
just a playful thing. And not as passionate.
But
as
when
it
we
was.
have sex, he won't look at me.
Yeah. It's starting to all make sense.
Yeah, things are getting put together.
Also, every time he calls me Jack when he finishes.
They're all out of breath.
we weren't doing nothing. Imagine just showing up, like, after spending a night out with a friend, regardless of what she saw, and telling your wife,
Yeah.
hey, Brian and I are going to go fishing for 3 days on no notice. Have fun with these two kids.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he has no problem doing this just shows that it would have happened normally anyways,
Yeah.
Brian, did you just pause the movie? Come on, man. That was Brokeback Mountain. Brian, what'd you think?
I have no funny quip for this, so this is just a really good movie. It was I really enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it with you too, but yeah, it was really good, and it's become like a meme of a movie. Like, there are definitely several stills that I've seen in memes, and I've heard different lines in it. So I actually didn't have super high expectations for the movie, just because like of the memification of it, but it was genuinely like just a really good movie. Good soundtrack, a fucking incredible acting, and like amazing cinematography. But yeah, no funny jokes.
No notes. He's like, no notes. Yeah.
I was like, can I make a joke about
Did you
Mysterio
cry?
coming in or something? 3 times.
You did?
You did? I couldn't tell if you were or not. Okay.
Not big, not a big cry, but three small cries.
Mine was 3 for me too, so you guys were correct.
I didn't tear up once.
No?
No.
You heartless bastard.
I know. I took the Brian route. No. No. I knew, obviously I remember what was coming, and and I remember a lot more of the movie than I thought I did, but I didn't get teary-eyed.
The last cry when he goes to talk to his parents, I cried through like that whole part, and then it almost just like continues into the last part, and that's when the first time that I watched the movie at the end. I don't know why, when he just looks at the shirt at the end.
Yep,
and
that was my last one.
Oh my god! As we ended, I like went and cried more by myself. Like I don't know why. It gets me. Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was like uncontrollably crying.
Yeah, I'm all out right now.
Maybe I needed it. Also, the worst time to watch this when I have a sinus infection. My head is freaking killing me right now after crying.
Maybe that's good. That releases some pressure.
Like, get it all
out. Get it all out.
No, I mean it is just like Brian said. It's a really great movie. It's very understanding why it was nominated for Oscars. I'll let Laura go into that info shortly, but it's a beautiful movie. It's says a lot. There's a lot to say with it, and yeah, one thing, what I'm surprised about though, because again, I remember last time I watched it must have been like 2007, 2008-ish, I think. I saw it once in theaters, I saw it once out. Maybe it was because of the subtitles, but like I felt like I really understood Ennis a lot more this time around. I remember like making fun of how much he mumbled when I like the first time, a few times I saw it, like joking about it, seeing jokes about it, like
that's interesting. I feel like this would have been unwatchable without subtitles. I don't know if I could have understood anything he said.
I probably would have gotten like frustrated and like not paid attention as much. But that's how cowboys talked. So he was pretty true. It was like he had a dip in his mouth the entire time.
Oh,
like,
that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And I'm like, the subtitles, but I saw the subtitles and then I heard, how it's like sometimes you actually hear those words once you see what they are. Like in the theaters, I remember being like, fuck is he saying? What the fuck is going And also, I remember laughing again at inappropriate things in the theater too in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly, it was the big one was just the like in their first passionate scene, the spit like that. I was just like, whoa, in the theaters. I remember like being like, hey, hi.
My first thought is that is not enough, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Yep. But again, like it's like almost 20 years
Yeah.
later. I'm watching it, and I'm just like that. I was just. I remember being like, man, I was a dumbass back then. Like this is just like I don't know, the passion between them and all this stuff. And
yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It did get a lot of, mixed responses. Yes, it was like won a lot of awards, was nominated a lot of awards, but obvious reasons that unfortunately why a lot of people didn't like the movie. It was made fun of a lot.
I know people who don't want to see it because of the content. And I mean, like I was going to say adults, but I'm like, wait, I'm a fucking adult. I guess like the older generation. Who are like, it's not I'm not interested in that movie.
I don't know that I could convince my parents to watch this movie.
Yeah. Like, my dad, like, not interested in watching it. Never has been.
Can't
it's just
see
not his
two
thing. But
boys
he's a
kiss. Like it's
but he's like a huge cowboy movie fan. And now, since this has come out, I know I've watched things, and it's not like the response is different, but I still don't think this is something that my dad would want to watch. Like, but I know he's fine with things that are on, like my dad's one of those older generation who's gone more liberal than conservative in his older age, which I appreciate.
Yeah, there were some there were some countries that it was banned.
It didn't play in certain I didn't play in China, I'll tell you that much.
That was one of them. Yep.
Definitely didn't play in China.
There were a lot of political, conservative political people that were saying it was pushing quote unquote the agenda, which is
pre-woke. This is the pre-woke agenda, but it's woke.
That we're still dealing with the same thing 20 years later.
Which is also like the point of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really realize until I was watching it. I was just like, it's just a love story, right? And it's I don't know, it's kind of about like toxic masculinity and like some of those scenes. I was like, I remember being younger and not being able to like talk to my friends in any like substantial way, and some of those conversations are just like real short and real awkward, and it's just like, men just don't know how to talk to each other. Sometimes.
And this was the one that was never going to fully commit, and was afraid, and rightfully so, unfortunately. But Jack was the one that was willing to like risk it. But
I don't too much.
I don't think they said the words "I love you" at any point in the film.
No, but
no.
And that's what I think.
It took him 20 years to say, "Sometimes I miss you a whole lot."
Yeah. But I mean,
that's
the most he could say.
I know.
The end is so sad because that Ennis did love him, and I think he hates himself the most that he never said it or never did it, and then he never took a chance. Like he had still wanted to do all this hard backbreaking work when Alma was like, you can get a job doing the electric company or something. Like he didn't want he only knew his one way of life, and that was what he wanted to stick with. But
favorite scenes?
I was gonna go. I mean, we didn't have much. Your guesses were pretty much correct for it. You knew Heath Ledger was in it. You knew it was a more recent Western. Traveling through a mountain, you kind of hit on that they would maybe have a job that they're doing out there. He said not actual cowboy stuff. They were doing actual cowboy stuff.
Yeah, it was actual cowboy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But we can do our favorite scenes.
Let Brian go first. Unless you need a second.
No, there's a lot of difficult scenes. I think the scene where Jack first shows up like 4 years later,
where Ennis is so excited,
and they just can't stop from like just kissing each other and embracing each other,
Mhm.
as like risky as it is. And like it's just such a heartbreaking scene because you get that little bit of like, oh my goodness, they do miss each other, and then cut right with a knife to like Alma seeing it and just being heartbroken for Alma for the remainder of it. Like you can't be
Mhm.
too happy about it because then there's this other thing. But it's just such a well done scene in that way where it kind of gives you a little bit and then it
Mhm.
takes it away.
Mhm.
You know, you can like feel that feeling that she has of like when your stomach just completely drops when she
Oh,
sees
yeah.
it, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" I still
Mhm.
don't know how she dealt with that for that many years.
There's probably a lot of bullshit that women had to deal with
Yeah, yeah,
then, especially, but
yeah.
you know.
I think it's not like it's my favorite scene because it's like a difficult scene, but it was probably one of like when Alma finally confronts
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ennis about how she tested him in a sense, and she
Mhm.
really wanted to believe this, and
Yeah.
she knew from that point that it was nothing, and Ennis not knowing how to react to that. And then I think that also um Anne Hathaway's scene there also where she's on the phone with him. She did so good with that. I mean,
That
you
was
could
hard.
you felt like she wanted to say something
She
to
knew,
him.
right? Like,
Oh
she
yeah,
knew.
by
She
that
seemed
point she knew.
And they cut.
Pissed though.
They
They
what?
show you what
She
really
seemed
happened.
angry.
Yeah, because well, they like
absolutely.
covered up what like when she said a tire exploded. Like
Yeah.
they
It was
made that up
clinical.
to cover it up.
It was like
Exactly.
clinical the way
Yeah.
she delivered those.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
what did she say when she was like, go visit his parents to scatter his ashes to
Mhm.
like fulfill his wishes?
yeah.
She's like that one at least. Like she knew that Jack wanted to be with Ennis, and that
Yeah.
he didn't like go forward with it. So I feel like that's what she meant in that. Of
Yeah.
like, you already fucked
Yeah.
up once. Go try and do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. They both the two of them did very
Mhm.
those were some powerful stuff at the end. Those were probably my two favorite scenes.
Yeah, I agreed. The one where she finally confronts him, but I also love the scene when Alma and Ennis are in bed, and she's like, "We don't have any money. We shouldn't have another kid." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, if you don't want any more." She's like, "I would if you supported them." I was like, "What?" I love
Yeah.
that for her so much.
Sick burn, man.
Love that.
Yeah.
And also when
Oh.
he finds the shirts, that's just like,
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
That was cry number 2.
yep, yep.
Mm.
My
That whole
cry number
scene, I
one-
was like
yeah.
starting to get teary eyed, and then the shirts, yeah. That was
Cry
rough.
number 1 is when Jack says, "I just can't quit you, Anna." Or,
Yep.
oh,
I wish I could quit you.
I wish I could quit you.
Yeah.
Emotional. Let's see. Before we go into like the Marvel and DC things and the nominations, or actually, I guess we can do the nominations now.
Yeah.
So for the Academy Awards, it was nominated for 4. You ended up going back to 3. Should have stuck with 4. It was nominated for Best Picture. It did not win that, and we'll talk about a little more on that in a second. But it did win for Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Original Score.
And how many nominations though?
So 4. It won.
It won
3.
4, right?
It won 3 out of the 4 that it was nominated for.
Okay. I thought it was nominated for more.
I thought so too. It was like the British Academy Awards. It was
the
nominated.
BAFTAs?
Yeah, that was nominated for 9, but then it was nominated for 7 Golden Globes, winning for Best Picture, Best Drama Picture, Best Director, Best Song, and Best Screenplay again.
But so you said one Best Picture. No, sorry, not Best Picture. Nominated Best Picture.
Yeah. You can talk about that. I know. You know more than I do.
So let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so actually, so not. I feel like a dick being like correction.
No.
It's actually nominated for 8 Academy Awards.
You can blame Wikipedia. 'Cause
I
this is
do
where I
blame
got
Wikipedia.
my
So it was nominated
information.
for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor,
See, this makes more sense.
Best
Yeah.
Supporting Actress for Michelle Williams, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Cinematography, and Music. So one, like you said, Adapted Screenplay, Music, and it won Best Director.
Mhm.
And this was a controversial year, Brian, because the movie that actually won Best Picture is a far inferior film.
Okay.
It's called Crash.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this was the year
I had to
that-
watch that in sociology.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good, but like
it's-
compared to
well,
this,
let's pump the. It's fine. It's not
Yeah.
even.
It's no Love
good.
Actually.
Yeah, no. It's good in the sense that Crash is like. It just crashes just at the time people watched it, they're like, wow, this interconnected story about diversity, inclusion, and racism. And it's so just predictably by the book. Okay, so the cop that assaults and like this woman, now he saves her life, and because he does that, he learns racism's bad. You're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the movie's not really good, but the problem was just that the Academy wasn't ready to give a gay cowboy movie Best Picture. And that's stupid because it was the movie but they made up for it by giving it screenplay, which is one of the big five, and director. So Ang Lee, you did the best job directing, but you didn't direct the best movie. It's like, I don't think so. No, he did. It was the best movie. Sorry for everybody out there who loves Crash. Rewatch it today. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to Brokeback, it's
Yeah. You cry during Brokeback. You feel things during Brokeback. You're gonna watch Crash now and you're gonna be like, ugh.
I found
good.
something. It said in 2015, the Hollywood Reporter polled Academy members on controversial past decisions, and in that poll, Brokeback won the revote for Best Picture. So,
Yeah,
like,
probably by a fucking landslide too.
They know they messed up.
Yeah, but that's funny too because they ended up doing, for Ang Lee, he ended up getting a second Best Director without getting a Best Picture for Life of Pi, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Life of Pi, right? That's the one. That's the tiger on the. Yeah. Good. It's a wild movie. It is. If you check that one out, because it's not like it's an achievement in special effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally a movie about a boy stranded at sea with a fucking tiger in the boat with him. It is, and the tiger's not. It's special effects. It's fucking wild, but goddamn, like,
yeah,
that movie looks beautiful. But like, it's that movie is a. If you both should check it out and tell me what you think. I don't want to say anything else about it. If you have an opportunity, put it on your list. It's something else. But yeah. Anyway, done with. I don't want to take up too much.
I have a couple more fun facts. So I just thought this was hysterical because knowing who Randy Quaid is, Randy Quaid filed a lawsuit against Focus Features, the production company, for misrepresenting Brokeback Mountain as a low-budget art house film with, this is like in quotes, low-budget art house film with no prospect of making any money, saying that they did that in order to secure his role for a cheaper rate. So they were like, he misrepresented this movie to get me for less money. No, they dropped the lawsuit.
Yep.
Oh,
That
they said
makes sense.
they did pay him a settlement. They're probably just like, please shut up.
They literally were like, just shut up.
And then another thing, because we were talking about all the sheep. So where they filmed, it was in Alberta, Canada, and they didn't want domestic sheep like on the mountain. They finally agreed because of risk to local wildlife and just like bringing outside sheep. So they got permission to do it on just this one mountain, but they had to bring the sheep in and out every day.
Wow.
and I think it said a lot of those sheep were like CGI'd in because of that. So when you're seeing like the big pictures of like the thousands of sheep, it's not real sheep, but any of them that were, they had to ship them in.
Wow.
I want you to guess. So there were a couple other people that were up for roles. Considered was Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Ryan Philippe, Josh Hartnett. But there were two
fucking man now
that were like they really wanted instead of Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. And I just want to see if you can think of any other two people.
So early to mid 2000s.
Yep.
Really popular.
Really popular.
Really popular.
Really popular. One of them was in a movie that we fairly recently watched.
I was gonna say a Matt Damon.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
DiCaprio?
No, that was one that had said that
that'd be amazing
was,
if
like,
it was
up
Ben
for
and
it,
Matt.
Ben and Matt.
The other one, definitely extremely popular.
We'll get a fucking coffee, bro, after this.
Yeah.
Thick Boston accent still for some
I'm
reason.
thinking of Matt Damon with like a cowboy accent.
How you like them apples?
I can see with the cowboy accent.
Hey, he did a movie. He did a movie where he had a southern accent. What the heck was it? But yeah, he's done a couple of times where he's done that. But all right, who else?
Oh, this other one actually did a movie where he played a very famous singer that was like
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the same year that's where Walk the Line came out. What's her name? Who played June won the Academy Award for supporting actress for it, or best actress. Reese won for that. So Joaquin and Matt.
Can you? Yeah, I can see Joaquin Phoenix. Matt Damon just doesn't do it for me in these roles. And then before you could talk about your DC Marvel, just the last thing was the movie poster. So it was inspired. I say inspired. It was pretty much copied from Titanic. So when Jack and Rose are like,
he was looking one way.
Yeah.
He was looking forward, and the ship was on the bottom, but the mountains, the background for that. Yeah, that's that. That is that like there's a secret between us sort of poster.
That's so funny that Brian said "Want to Remember" because I looked it up and it's very, very similar. So I think that is just now like the romance theme.
Staging.
Like,
exactly.
All right.
I mean, so in the movie there were, like I said, 7 superhero, like future superhero, like Marvel DC things. So we knew Heath Ledger was the Joker and Anne Hathaway was Catwoman in the Christopher Nolan movies, the Batman movies for DC. And then we had Michelle Williams, who played Alma. She was not in the MCU, but in still in Marvel. She was Venom's girlfriend there in the first movie, but she was still in the second movie. And then I'm trying to think now who else we've done 3. So there's 4 more. Kate Mara would be another non-MCU that played Ennis's daughter. She was Sue Storm in the remake, the Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan remake of Fantastic Four. And then there's 3 more. We had David Harbour from Stranger Things. He also played who was it? Red
Guardian, I think.
Red Guardian in Black Widow and in the Thunderbolts movie coming up. Linda Cardinelli, who was Hawkeye's wife, and Jake Gyllenhaal, also Mysterio. So we had a bunch, and then of course Anna Faris just randomly showed up. Which is funny that Brian mentioned earlier on Chris Pratt, because at the time they were married to each other. Anna Faris just randomly showed up, and so did
who was Anna Faris?
She was David Harbour's wife.
Okay. I thought she sounded familiar, but I didn't recognize her.
Yeah. Well, she was also being a bit more serious, but she was still like the comedic take in the serious role. And then obviously the one and only Randy Quaid from our the father Independence Day, the crazy kooky guy, conspiracy theorist who's like, I was abducted by aliens. And
Yeah.
boys, I'm back, or something like that. And he
The best
flies
part.
in there and destroys them. Yeah. And they all
Why can't
spark
I
and-
think of his name in Christmas Vacation? That's like the
Yeah,
most
I know.
popular.
Yeah, I
I
remember
watch
he's
that movie like
like-
5 times a year.
goes outside, he sees him with the hose into the sewers, like,
Yeah,
shitter's
shitter's
full.
full.
I know. Good stuff.
That's bothering me. All right, should we take out the doof meter?
Yes, we should.
I don't know why I started that intro because I don't normally
I've-
do it. And oh no, that's better than mine. Mine made no noise at all.
There it is.
And I'll pass it to you for the explanation, Drew.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. This is our patented doof meter. It's a 1 to 5 rating system where 1 is, man, I'm a doof. Actually, wait, 1 is not I'm a doof. What am I talking about? 1 is
Cousin
what the
Eddie. I just have to say
Oh,
that. God,
Cousin
that
Eddie,
was.
thank
I'm like, how do I not know that? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Appreciate that.
Continue.
Thank you. I needed a distraction because I said it wrong. 1 is it's a movie. And 5 is, oh my God, I'm a doof. Why have I not seen this sooner in life? What have I been doing with myself?
Mhm.
Yeah, and things like that. So, Brian, this goes to you. Doof meter 1 through 5. Where do you put Brokeback Mountain?
I think this is 5.
Yeah.
A
That's
rare
what I didn't
5.
think you were gonna say.
It's a really good movie. I enjoyed this movie. I definitely think I should have watched this movie sooner. I really think it's a fantastic film. I also in watching it, I know I got all the guesses right. I also think that it is basically the plot of the movie. There's a lot more to it than I thought initially, but it's also there's so many memes from this, from some of the still images, and there's definitely that line of I don't know how to quit you. I've heard that before in parodies and stuff like that. So I don't know. I definitely think it's since 2005 contributed to quite a bit, and I think I should have seen it sooner. And I'm a doof.
I love that.
I don't want to say yay that you're a doof, but
No.
yay that you gave it a 5.
You doofy son of a bitch.
I was thinking about because I think I only watched it for the first time maybe a year ago. And I've only seen it that once. And so I was thinking about when I watched it then, and I gave it a 5 in my own head at the time of why did I not watch this sooner?
Yeah.
For all the same reasons. Yes, the basic plot storyline from pop culture and everything, but like Brian said, there's so much more to it, and the little side stories and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just really good. It's one that I would tell people to watch if they've never seen it. If they're like, ugh, I don't want to see it, because they just think that, whatever they want to think.
Because they're not ready for it.
I would still try to convince them to watch it and see what they think. And it's one that I would watch again whenever I need a good cry.
Love it.
This is maybe going to be only a once a year type movie. What would you give it, Drew? A 5?
Oh, it's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah. It's culturally impactful. It's when it came out. Also, the fact it came out almost 20 years ago has so much. It's a powerful love story. It says a lot, and it's something that I think people should see to understand that love is not a construct that has to be between this or that. Love can be for anybody and anyone, and we shouldn't be afraid of it or expressing it. And so I think this is one of those things that's just a 5 all around. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry.
Well,
fuck off.
I still see things pop up on my TikTok, a lot of interviews that Heath and Jake would do during the press tours and things like that, and the questions that reporters would ask them would be absolutely horrible. But the way that they love this movie and talked about this movie and were able to redirect the questions. And it was just, anytime one of those interviews pop up, I
Mhm.
always watch them because they're just both incredible people and actors. And they just speak so highly of like everyone that was a part of it. It's really nice. Yeah.
It's like Laura, I don't think you watched. Did you watch Last of Us? I can't remember.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
yep. Yeah.
And just recently, with Nick Offerman,
Yeah.
just won his Emmy for that, or Emmy, this BAFTA. He won the BAFTA of the British Film and TV Awards one, and he went up on stage and even said, like, he's like, when people say to me, why did you have to make a gay story? And he goes, I didn't. He's like, we made a
Love
he's like,
story.
we made a love story for homophobes like you. He's
Yeah.
like, he's like, get over yourself. It's not
Yeah.
a fucking.
Yeah.
It's a fucking love story.
Yeah.
And I rewatched that episode fairly recently, and god damn it,
Oh,
is
that
one of
one's
the
a
best things that was
cry
on
fest.
TV
Yeah.
in
That
a
was
very
so
long
good.
time.
It was like a mini movie. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So anyway, people, open your minds, open your hearts more, and not to you listening. I'm sure you listening are all very smart.
It's like if
people,
anyone
but-
didn't know where we stand on any of these issues, now you do. But I think you've probably gathered from listening to us.
probably. Yeah.
Hopefully, I hope we put that out there.
Pro love. Cool. Pro love and pro happiness. All right. Sweet. Let me put that little bye doof meter.
Bye, Doof Meter. Bye. Whoa, it talks this whole time.
Uh,
I don't know why that caught me off guard.
oh, that's amazing. Cool. So Brian, where can people
Are we
find us?
doing
Oh,
an
6 degrees?
6 degrees?
We haven't done one in so long.
I
Yeah,
know,
I know.
forgot.
I will. Sorry, I forgot it was a thing. I think I lost last time, so let's see what happens this time.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat kind of because we were talking about Christmas Vacation and I had that up already, and I'm going with
Ooh.
Chevy Chase.
Oh shit!
Oh, very nice.
Cool. Fuck.
I'm going with Elizabeth Banks.
Oh,
Chevy Chase to Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
I love Brian's evil laugh. Like,
I'll start that shit up. Here we go. All right. Time's up. I started down a good path, but I got a little tripped up with how many times. So, if I could have went through TV, it would have been done. Unfortunately, but I can't. I don't go through TV. So, the two paths I was trying to go through, Chevy Chase, I was having a hard time thinking of like movies that have Chevy Chase, but the biggest one that came to mind was Hot Tub Time Machine, and Craig Robinson is in Hot Tub Time Machine. John Cusack, Clark Duke, Rob Corddry, and I was trying to go to like, if I could have went through TV, Craig Robinson and Steve Carell were both together in The Office, and then Elizabeth Banks was with Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. But I was trying to think where Craig Robinson and Elizabeth Banks have been together, and they probably have been in something together, because they're part of that Apatow sort of crowd. And I just couldn't think of enough Craig Robinson movies or little appearances with him in it to connect it. So what do you got, Bri?
Yeah, there's a couple. This one I think would have been extremely difficult, but Elizabeth Banks was in the Lego Movie. Charlie Day was also in the Lego Movie.
Yep.
And Charlie Day was in Vacation, the Ed Helms remake that Chevy Chase shows up in.
Okay.
You were also very close. Chevy Chase was in Hot Tub Time Machine 2 with John Cusack, who was in a movie called Love and Mercy that Elizabeth Banks was in, which was about the Beach Boys. I guess Paul Dano was in it.
Yeah.
That was like in 2015, but that kind of seems like maybe a direct to Prime movie.
It was like art cinema. It didn't really go too wide release. I remember it when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see
That was a tricky one.
I don't see any really
was.
close yeah, I don't see anything like super close here.
Yeah, that's
That would have been tough.
if I could have like
Oh, that thinking of the 6 degrees, my friend texted me the other day and said her wife's mom. So my friend's wife's mom's best friend is friends with Kira Cedric. So she's like, "You're 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. Like we're 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon." And I was like, "That's awesome.
That's nice." Okay, they were actually in a movie together.
Wait, what?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Craig Robinson and Elizabeth Banks. So it was a 3 connection. So it was Chevy Chase to Craig Robinson in Hot Tub Time Machine, and then Craig Robinson to Elizabeth Banks and Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll give this one to you next time.
No, I won't take it. I was close, but I didn't make it. I'll get there next time. I forgot Craig Robinson was in This Is the End with Seth Rogen, with Franco, with Jonah Hill. So there were a lot of paths to go. I'll get there next time. I'll get it. Cool beans. All right. Well, now, Brian.
I thought it was Brian was going to say, but you want to get it.
That is actually probably his line, isn't it?
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening to our podcast. It's a really cool thing that we get to make. And it's a lot of fun that we get to do this every once in a while and watch a new movie. And it's really cool that you're probably one of 3 people who listen to it. And it's really great to have you 3 join in every week and listen along. And if you haven't already, please subscribe or leave us a review or something like that, because it's super helpful. And you can find links to any of our social medias at reeldoofs.com, where you can follow us and find out when we're posting new stuff. And that's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely.
I'm going to go cry myself to sleep now.
All right. Well,
that had a real depressing note.
I know, right? I mean, man, I wish I knew how to quit you both.
Oh.